Good afternoon, everybody. We are having some fun today with some new products. We'll give everybody a minute. It is beautiful here in Calgary today. Hi, Katie. We got out for a walk in the sunshine right after lunch, which was really nice. Hey, Carrie. Hi, Monica. Hi, Rosie. Hi, Helen. So how is everybody doing today? Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Connie. I had to get my youngest out. Hey, Lorraine. Hi, Christy. It's a sunny day. Awesome. My youngest is 9, and if she doesn't get out and get some physical activity, she's climbing the walls. Hi, Scrap Shotz. So it was a good day just to pop out, quick walk after classes. Hi, Monica. Hi, Tammy. Hey, Sheila. And get some fresh air, and it is absolutely beautiful out in Calgary. So then it is time to come and show you guys some crafty stuff, which is fun. I tried playing around. So if you saw Sandy's video yesterday, I think it was, she was showing this paper, and it's on the Instagram account, and it's so gorgeous. So this is Craft Consortium, and this one is the Ink Drops Dusk. And hi, Bev. It seriously looks like alcohol ink backgrounds. Like, how gorgeous. Hi, Sarah. And you even have that almost that gold kind of glittery effect. It's not glittery, but you do get that effect. It does have that look of the metallic colors. Hey, Tamara. So it's beautiful. I've used a bunch of this already. There's 40 sheets in here. They're all double-sided. So there's 20 designs. So you get 4 pages each that are, and you get 10 of them. So you get 40 pages. So there's lots. You don't have to feel bad about pulling one out and not knowing what to use. I think they're going to go really quick if you're looking for them. So they're super, super pretty. So I thought we would use these today for the live, and I'm going to show you the new products, and then we'll get into the live demo. This is what we'll be using today. It's the fillable gift card holder. So this is new from Pink Fresh. And we have a whole bunch of new stencils and dies from Pink Fresh. And this is really cute. So we are actually going to do it 3 different ways. I think having a gift card holder is always great. There's always places or events that you need gift card holders for. So no matter if it's birthday or thank you or thinking of you or teacher gifts or whatever, and it's nice to give them in a pretty holder. So this is what we are going to be making today. So this is one option, and we've used that pretty paper, almost like a postcard type look. You can't live without it. That's right. It's pretty. I only caught the end of that. So there's the next one we're going to do. So these all come together really, really quickly as well. So this is the tri-fold one. And I just got some ideas when I looked online, but I'll show you how to put them all together. Hi, Kimberly. And this is the third one. And I even used that beautiful stitched background and we have a little bit of twine there, and then it opens up. So right on the front of your card, you've got this pretty front, and then you have your gift card tucked in. Well, Sheila, you can always place another order if you feel like it. And then we've used the cutouts. What did you get, Sheila? You'll have to tell us. Okay, so new in the shop. Let's look at what's new and then we'll do the demo. We've got new birch bark stamp by Nicole for Wild Whisper, Nicole Wright. And this is really gorgeous. Now I did a little sample here. I did 2 little samples. So this one, I'm actually going to do a live Valentine card on the 25th. It will be on the Creative Scrapbooker Facebook page, so you'll be able to see it there. But this is the start of it, so it's kind of a sneak peek that you guys get. This is the birch bark stamp, and it's stamped on brown paper that has a bit of a texture with Distress Oxide. Sheila, you got Oxide ink, Craft Matte. Oh, it's going to be good when you get it. Love Oxide inks. This one here, I actually stamped with Versamark, embossed with white powder, and then I used Oxide inks on the background, just various brown ones, and spritzed it a little bit with water for a cool effect. So that's this. It's 6 by 6, I believe. It's nice and big. Yeah, 6 by 6. And it's going to be really great for lots of things. Here is Nicole's new paper, Baubles and Bows. And one thing I do like about Wild Whisper and Nicole's paper is, even if I've used her camping paper, the tin bit one, I've used that for Christmas, and I will probably use this one in the summertime. So just because it is called Baubles and Bows and kind of a Christmas release, you can definitely scrap your Christmas pictures. I know I never get a chance to finish my Christmas scrapping in December, so this is great. But also look at these designs. There's that birch bark stamp as an image. This could be a birthday party. It's beautiful. You've got the birch images, so beautiful winter scrapbook page. And this is if you want to do some Christmas or even patio lanterns, this would be really fun. You can color these in, and any of the images that are drawn black, you can actually run through a laminator with foil, and the foil will stick to the color. Here's that full sheet of those nice bright colors. Love these circles. And Wild Whisper paper is awesome for die cutting as well. And here is a beautiful piece that you can cut out individually. You can use it as a full page, put your photos on, and you have a beautiful Christmas layout. This is so fun, and actually my 13-year-old Amy said, you know, we should use this for our paint party layouts. So we have those pictures that we've done, the paint parties, or even the ceramic painting. Those would be perfect for those. Then we have, oh, I got this upside down. We have a beautiful hanging ornaments. Then here you've got an ombre piece. I don't know if you can see it in this light, but it's very soft. It goes from like a soft white to a soft blue gray. And then on the back you have these gorgeous snowflakes or poinsettias you can cut out or use as a background. Then you've got the fun green and red and black plaid, which I think plaid can be used for anything woodsy. And then you've got this cute little cat and the presents. and those cute lights. And then a full sheet of this background paper, which is amazing. And then you've got these words. So don't be afraid to cut up these papers. Hey, Nicole, no problem. We just kind of went through this gorgeous collection, which is going to be good for Christmas, but also lots of other things. And just, I'm thinking patio lights or birthday for this. Yeah, of course we're gonna cut it up. We're thinking paint party layout for this one. Outdoorsy, woodsy layout. So that's where my mind is going. Then we looked at your birch tree stamp, and these were a couple samples. I'm going to do a card with this on the Creative Scrapbooker Facebook page on the 25th. So really love that. I don't have the other stamp right now, and I do know the double pack has sold out, so if you want the single pack in the Scrap Shotz store, be sure to pop over and get that. Now here's, get this off because it's crinkly. Here's a look at Pam's new collection, Carefree. So this is lots of nice bright colors that Pam is famous for. Lots of jelly plate kind of fun. Yeah, I'll be sure to let you know when that one is, Nicole. It's going to be, it's going to be like a Valentine. We've got some paisley here with nice bright colors and some paint backgrounds with some bubbles. This could even be like coffee cup rings. Then we've got some beautiful flowers. And thanks for tagging, guys. And look at the green and blue, love these. And when you look at both these collections together, you are definitely like, look at that blue. And I'm sure you guys did not plan this, Nicole, but look, those are gonna be beautiful. Or even the, like the reds, gorgeous. Then we've got some yellow flowers with that bright green. She is amazing, and yeah, they're all hand drawn. It's incredible. And look at this gorgeous, like you can almost feel the painty texture. Yeah, you don't coordinate it, but they're beautiful. They would totally work together. I love this. This totally reminds me of like a school or book themed layout. Then we've got the pretty flowers there. And then Pam usually has this cut apart sheet in hers. So this is the one for this collection that coordinates with her papers. So you can cut those up. You can use them on cards. And then of course I cut this sheet because I used it for the background of that Valentine card that's in progress. And then we have some leaves that you could totally use for fall. You could use for spring, cut out the green ones. So there's so many great images and designs. Sorry about that. In both of those, you're going to have lots of options. Now we are going to look at, okay, we looked at the Craft Consortium. We've got all these fun dies and stencils. So I believe there might be some more in the shop. There's some that are 2-piece. Yes, need some more ephemera. And I know, Nicole, I think you were supposed to have some stencils, but there was some issues with all this COVID and delivery and stuff, I think. So we've got Argyle, then we've got gradiating stripes, and we've got diamond plaid. So the Argyle is a 2-piece. So you can use them by themselves or on their own. And I've done up a sample. Really, really like the Argyle. So this was blue and brown. Of course, you can do whatever color you want, and I'm definitely going to be doing a lot. These are in a slimline size, but they're, I don't have a ruler right in front of me, but okay, so this is the width of a, this is 4 1/4, the full width of an A2 card. So you're pretty close to being the full width if you want to do card fronts. They're a little wider than just the slimline. This is cut with the slimline die. And of course you can see that there was definitely extra when I did it. So I just placed it in the middle, but you're going to be able to use those for tags and for banners and for slimlines. And depending on which slimline brand that you have, it might be wider or skinnier, and they're all going to work. So really, really like the look of this. And I think pinks and reds would look nice if you were doing a Valentine card. So that's, I think that might be my favorite. Yeah, that's the Argyle. Oh, here's the pink and red. They've done a sample on the back. So that's really pretty too, hey? But any color. Yeah. So this is gradiating stripes. So you can go whichever way you'd like, up or down. And I chose purples. This is with Distress Oxide inks. Yeah, you could totally, and you could totally go over this again, like move this again and do another line and make it a plaid. I've also saw someone do this and move the stencils so that you've got another color in the center here too. So this is so pretty. So you can have your card this way, up and down. You've got lots of options. And this is just the yellow that they've showed here. But I think you can get really creative. You could do soft colors and then layer things over them. So that one is the gradiating stripes. I love stripes. You could do rainbow stripes too. Those would be really pretty. This one is the diamond plaid. So on the back, they're showing purple and pink. And then I did it with a light purple, and I went over it with a speckled egg. So you can see the background. Now I have to find, okay, there we go. The background you do with your first color, which I did purple. So you just take your time with this, and this is something you just, you know, if you're watching something, sit down and blend and have fun blending it. And then you're going over it after you get your background. So the purple is where I blended it on, and then I went over and placed this on top. But again, you could go again with another color and do another type of plaid and really just have fun with it. That one's really pretty as well. And here is our fillable gift card holder, which we're going to use. And then we'll have a look at the rest of the dies here. So if you look for Pink Fresh, you're going to see everything, all the dies are going to come up. This one is the diagonal stitch circles. And you get, I did some samples here. So if you did just the small circle, you're going to get this really cool stitched edge, like the little diagonal stitch, and you get the whole piece that goes inside. You can also, I thought it was really smart that they included these little round dies that you can coordinate with these. So if you placed your paper in like that, and then you put this in and put a little piece of washi tape on it, you're going to get a little frame, so a little stitched frame, which is really cute. And the same with this one. You can either cut it fully, or you can put in that little circle, the plain circle, and then you've got a little frame. Or you can just use those circles to cut out 2 perfect little circles, which is great. I used that circle here for this one as well, for that wood piece. So I think that's a really great one for having a basic circle die in your stash. Then we have this, which I'm absolutely in love with. So this one is the stitches, and it comes in the regular card size, which is the full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or they have come out with a bunch of slimline dies, which are beautiful. And you get, it's a little bit skinnier, and it's longer. And then this is a look on this beautiful Craft Consortium paper. You get this beautiful stitched image, and I'll give you an idea of what it looks like on white. It's so beautiful. So I can see myself using this a lot. Yeah, Sheila, it is beautiful. Just as a background, it's subtle, but it just gives you a really, really nice texture and look. Then we have these, and these are really fun. So yeah, the white I think is my favorite. You have 4 different frames. You've got one that goes inside and one that goes outside. And I actually cut this one here so you can see. So this would be the inside piece. It cuts it like this, and then you just pop this out. And there's even a little stitching line there, which would show up if you were had a different cardstock. It would show up even better, like a white. But you've got the stitching line, and then we are going to use those on these gift card holders. So I used the larger one on the outside for that, and then I used the smaller one to decorate the front of these gift cards. So those are very pretty. And I like that you get both sizes, and then you have the large size as well. So this is going to fit the front of your A2 card. I know, it's so smart. And it looks really pretty, like no matter what you're framing. And if you have a little stamped image or something, very cute. So I will try not to lose those because we'll use them. So this one comes in the A2. It's the stitch scallop rectangles and the slim stitch scallop rectangles. So here is the full slim line, which I think is so beautiful. Think about how that would look layered up on your slimline cards. So gorgeous. So really love those. Then this one here, I didn't cut a sample, but it's very pretty. And it's the diagonal stitched plaid. And again, similar to the stitches here, you're going to have these stitches that go into the paper. And then you're going to be able to see, or to have the slimline one as well. So that's the slim diagonal stitched plaid in both sizes. And I think that would look so nice as a background piece. Then this one here is the nested chevron. And you can imagine you could cut out all different colors in every rainbow and then place them back together in rainbow order or mix them up. You can use this to cut out pieces so you get the little individual chevrons as well as the larger stripes in between. So you can place those on your card or your tag or whatever. You don't even have to fill the whole card front up. You can place part of these on and have a really nice design element. So that's the nested chevron. And then we have the slim stripes. So I have seen so many beautiful cards done with this, and it's going to be long enough that you can fit your slim line, but of course you can cut these down to fit anything. You could put them on your gift card holders. You can cut pieces of paper and layer them on to an A2 or slim card and then cut off the ends. You can put them on diagonally and layer and do rainbow colors, or if you want to do all greens or stripes, there's so many options. So even if you want to cut them and have perfectly lined up strips to stamp some sentiments on, those are great for that. And there's 3 different sizes, and then each one cuts 4, so you don't have to cut just one at a time. You're going to be able to cut 4 at a time. So these I think are a good basic as well, just to have for so many things. And let's see, I think, one other thing was the Nouveau Dream Drop. So this one is new and it's the lemon twist. So we did a whole live, or part of a live, on Nouveau drops, and they're iridescent. They're so beautiful. And let me see here. I have a piece of cardstock that's, just grab a little bit of leftover cardstock here. So you can drop them on, and if you hold them straight up, it's hard when you're trying to hold them a certain angle for the camera, but you hold it straight up and drop it down, and then you've got different size drops. So they're beautiful yellow, nice sparkly color. You can also paint with them, and they have a real iridescent shine, and on black it shows up as a real iridescent color. So of course on plain black cardstock you're going to get even more, but it's beautiful. So there's a bunch of different colors, and this one is the newest one, the lemon twist. I'll just quickly show you the other ones. And I think most of them are available in the shop, but some might be sold out. Frosted Lake, there's Love Potion, this one is Fairy Wings, and Enchanted Elixir. So I'm totally addicted to these, but I'm excited the yellow's new, and we are going to use that on our project. So we'll get to our project. Oh, and then Cloud. But I think the Cloud, I'm not sure if it's sold out right now. All right, let's get all our stuff and stop knocking things over here. All right, so we are going to start with, let's start with this one here. This is, so I've gone ahead and cut a white piece of cardstock with this fillable gift card holder. And I've cut a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this would fit right on a card front, but I'm doing almost like a little postcard. And what we're going to do is take our little frame, so this is the bigger one, we're going to take the little one and we'll just get an idea of exactly where we want to put that. You've got 3 different options for die cutting. Oh, the Cloud's back in stock. Good. The Cloud is beautiful. It's white and shimmery, and I think you can use it for anything. So we're going to just put this here to make sure we can get it even, or fairly even. and then tape that on. So we're going to run this through our die cutting machine. And I just have my Cuttlebug here. Do you guys find that you normally give out gift cards in a holder, or do you run at a time and just put it in the envelope? I like having a few of these on hand because I find then they're all done up. Because if I wait till I actually need it, then I'm busy. Okay, so it die cuts really smoothly. We're gonna just dump those extra ones over there. So we've got that pretty die cut. This one it's super easy. So we're putting the glue on, but we want to make sure that we don't get the glue under the flaps because we want the flaps to still be able to move. So I'm just going to put it on all around the edge. This is the Art Institute glitter glue and that little metal top that comes that you can order. And then a little bit just around my pieces so they don't come loose. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this on the back, and you can see that pretty paper shows through, which I think is really cool. Now we're going to take our glitter. Now this glitter paper, it's actually still in the shop. I checked. It is awesome. This is the Memory Box Frosted Glitter Pad. There's 24 sheets. They're really nice and thick, and you get so many beautiful colors. So I had showed this at one live, and I really, really like it. So this is the purple from that. And before we put our frame on, let's see here. I know these aren't in the store, but if you have any little sentiment stamps thinking of you or happy birthday, this is the Wavy Sings from Lawn Fawn, but anything would work. And there's so many great little sentiment stamps. So I'm just positioning that, and then we'll stamp that on. It's always so hard to try and get everything in the right spot when I'm live here. Of course, I'm sure everybody's the same way. Once you start crafting, you just like look around and it looks like a bomb went off and everything is everywhere. All right, so we'll put that there. And then I'm using some archival ink. I do not know if this is in the store. It's the little mini one, and it's the Dusty Concord, but you could stamp this in a black ink as well, would look really nice. I just happen to have this and thought I'm gonna put this on for a purple ink. Or Distress Oxide would stamp nicely as well. And then we'll just wipe that off. So that's our happy birthday. And find somewhere to put that. There we go. Okay, so we are going to glue our little frame on. We'll go in a little bit closer here. And this is that Memory Box glitter paper. So I think this little frame just kind of dresses it up. It's pretty easy. You could go ahead and make a bunch of these. Then we have our Lemon Twist Nouveau Drops. And we're just gonna put them on our the little dots here. I think those are fun to add, the little glittery dots, and that's our first one. So So I'm going to actually grab a gift card and show you how it goes in. So you just kind of bend it back and your gift card is going to just slide in there. And it's pretty snug. Like if you were worried about it and wanted to give it like this or put it in an envelope and you didn't want it to fall off for sure, you could put a little glue dot, but it's fairly snug. Like I don't think it's gonna come off. Then you could, like I think that's beautiful to just give it like that. But if you wanted to write something on the back, you could totally do that as well, or underneath. So that one, really cute and super easy. Then our next one, we'll do this one. We've got, tie this so this is out of the way. I like things too that you can use in different ways. And it's just not one way that you can use this gift card holder. You've got lots of different options. So here, we've got our card base. Then we're using this pretty stitched background. And that one, again, was from the Stitches. You could even put this on a slimline card. That would look beautiful too if you had the full slimline and had this gift card on there. It would work beautifully as well. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue. And I like that it cuts out the edge too, but if you wanted it smaller, you can go ahead and cut that down. So this makes your whole card front. And I think cutting a bunch of these in different colored cardstocks would be really nice as well. And then you can just grab whatever color you want for your background. Okay, then we have our gift card holder that we've cut. And when I cut it out, there was a couple little dots that were still in, and just by kind of running my finger across it, most of them came out. So I didn't have to poke anything. They came out pretty easily. And look at this pretty paper. Like you can just imagine the gold running through it, and it's so pretty. I think the hardest part is just deciding which side of the paper to use. So I'm going to use this as the inside of the paper. And what we do, there's a very, very slight score line. But if you're going to fold it, it's easier to actually score it at 2 3/4. So you just lay it down and score it at 2 3/4. And that just makes it really easy to bend over. And then we'll just press that down with our bone folder. So we can go ahead and glue this on. Again, you want to make sure that your little flaps don't have glue on them because you want them to be able to lift up and hold your gift card. And then you can just do the inside as well and just kind of place this down in your center if you want it centered. Now I just remembered that I actually cut a little bit off each side on this one because the frame is a little bit shorter, but we're really not going to worry about that too much. You could do that if you wanted. You could take a sliver off of each side. Then we are going, I know what I did as well. I just popped my twine under there, so we're going to do that. I'm just going to pull that up. It's not quite dry. So I did notice, Scrap Shotz, I think you have some of this May Arts ribbon twine in the shop in a bunch of different colors. And this is really handy to have. And I think it comes in like 10 yards or something. A 10-yard, it's not the whole roll. I have the whole roll here in my stash, but I think it's like a 10-yard portion. But these are really handy to have. Okay, we've got it under here. I'm going to add my glue again. So I do like too that if I realize I've kind of forgot to add something, this glue can be moved. But once it's dry, it's dry. So we'll double check that our little flaps are coming out, which they are. Isn't that beautiful when someone opens that up? Then we are going to put our little frame on. And I don't think you have to have ribbon or twine behind it, but it kind of adds a nice little accent to it. So we'll add that there. And just move it over a tiny bit. Then we have, I'm going to move this stuff because I'm losing track of where I'm at. Oh, there's my thank you. Okay, we're back on track. We've got the thanks that I've die cut out of that pretty paper, the Craft Consortium paper. It was just a light part, and I knew that the light against the dark would work well. So we're going to put, before we actually put that on, what we're going to do is use this and this die, because we want to add those little pieces, and I put those on top, and I thought this color here would look nice. So we'll just quickly run that through the die cutter. So has everybody got their Christmas tree down? Are you all done with Christmas, or are you still working on it? We left our tree up for an extra week this year, but it's all put away now, and I feel like it's January and everything's fresh. I am still working on my December daily, but that's okay. Okay, so what I have here is the die cut pieces on my mat that looks like it's seen better days. And I'm actually going to use this to position my pieces. So I know I want my thanks there. And my pieces are going to go like that. And I think that's fairly straight. So I'll put that on. And then we have all these little pieces. We can just take them in order with a little bit of glue and just press them down. And as long as you're careful that you're not gluing it to your piece that you're using as the stencil, then the top piece is going to lift right off. I do like this glue for that as well. And you can just make sure that you haven't got anything stuck there just by kind of lifting it up and making sure, and then putting it back down. So this is a little bit slower than die cutting your piece and having something show through the back, but it really doesn't take long. And you don't have to figure out, it's not hard to figure out where your pieces go because you're just almost inlaying them. And you're leaving everything in order. And then putting them on. I think lots of people probably gave gift cards at Christmas. They're definitely easier to mail. And it's fun to get this. And I think I need tweezers, would make that easier to pick up. But you know, sometimes you just got to challenge yourself, right? And this gives such a really nice look. I think I don't know which one I grabbed now. There we go, and one more, and then we are going to use those lemon drops and put those in place of the little dots. But we'll just eyeball that. So how pretty does that look? And then we have the thanks. So the thanks die is just one that I had in my stash, but there's so many word dies in the shop. Like I saw there was, I think it was maybe a Mama Elephant friend die that would be nice. Altenew has lots of beautiful script dies. So those ones are always good to have on hand. And I layered 2 pieces of white cardstock and then the Craft Consortium paper. Thanks, Rosie. Then we'll just layer this on. This glue dries clear. So again, our little gift card is going to open up. The gift card's going to be in there. And then, I keep getting all these emails. You're still going to be able to take that out and have a beautiful card that you can display even after you've removed the gift card. And just a little tip for tying bows. I find if I tie them upside down, for some reason, then they always look like they're supposed to look. So if I tie them like that, it seems to work out better. So then we have our little lemon drops, and we'll just do 3 on each side. So you just want to hold it straight up. And you can really get them pretty small. So that's our second one. So that's there. And depending on the colors you use, you can get a different look. I think those are very pretty. And then our last one, it looks difficult, but it actually was really quick to go together. So this one here with, oh good, Jennifer, yeah, if I don't turn it over, it looks like it's upside down. So this one here, you just want to have a piece cut out of your colored paper. So we've used that Craft Consortium paper. And then we have one cut out of white cardstock. So we'll move this over here. And again, we're just going to add that score line because we want both of these folded. So you're going to score them both at 2 3/4. And then you're going to fold them over. and press that down with your folder. I think a good scoring board is always great to have. If you don't have a scoring board though, you can use, like if you have the Fiskars trimmer with the little groove. I think I scored this wrong because I don't know. We're just going with it at this point. At this point we're going with it. Where did I, no, it looks right. Okay. I think if you don't score it, the paper wants to bend at this little, the dotted line. So you don't want it to bend there. So we've got our piece for the inside, and then this is going to be the piece for the top. So we know that we want this die cutting out this piece. We're going to tape that on right in the center. I really love the look of the die cut and then the colored cardstock coming through. Okay, so we'll run this through. And you could totally use these dies, so the flower and that, it looks like a shell to me, and the leaves, you could use those on anything. It doesn't have to be just with this gift card. So we can take that off and we'll just poke those out over here. Usually I run it through and back, and I just ran it through once, so I think that's why they were just kind of hanging on there. It doesn't matter about those center pieces, but we can poke them out because we're going to put some of those lemon drops in there. Now what you want to do is glue this down, but this time you do glue the little flaps because they're going to connect to the little flaps here. So you're just going to glue it all over, and we're going to lay those right together. And you can see exactly where you are because you're going to be able to line up those little holes. And then I would just make sure that your little flaps are actually poking out. So how it's going to work is you're going to lay this in and this over. So you do need to take off just a sliver off of this side, off of this end, so that it does lay flat. So we're going to do that. So that was like just a sliver. You can barely even notice it. And then when you shut it, you're going to see that pretty design coming through. So then you've got you'd put your gift card in there. And then go like that. Then what I did was take that leaf die and I just chose some paper that coordinated, and I'm going to take 2 of the large and 2 of the small and just glue those on. And you can flip them over and use whichever side you want. So we'll put a little bit of glue on the edge of the leaf and just position it the way we want, and then you can go ahead and put the glue on the back. Oh yeah, actually we're not going to put the dots in the center because then they would be stuck to the back part. Okay, and then we have the smaller leaves. And you don't have to glue them together first, whatever kind of works for you. Thanks, Sheila. So there are the leaves. I also took that memory box glitter and did a piece of purple glitter paper. And it's pretty thick, so I decided you could have a couple layers of cardstock under it, but I really wasn't too worried about it. And I'm just using that little tip to add some dots of glue. If you were lucky enough to get those sticky specks that we had in a while ago, that would be perfect for adding this on. So I am just eyeballing it and laying the thanks on. And then because it's pretty plain, I just took a black marker and did a hand-drawn line around the edge, just to give that edge a little bit of definition. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could use a ruler if you want, but I kind of like that look. So we've got our little line, and then we'll go in with our lemon drops. We could put our piece of twine on first. And I just wrapped it around a few times, 2 or 3 times. I've done so many things with this twine and done banners with it. But if you had some ribbon, that would work as well. See, I tried to tie that, not putting it upside down, and it totally went wonky. Okay, there we go. So we've got our little bow, which then of course you can just trim the bow and then just add these lemon drops in the corner. And it was really easy, but it's very simple. So you could, there's lots of spaces that you could still write a note. You could write something on the back, which would be really nice as well. But there's a look at both of those. So depending on the colors that you chose, you get definitely a different look. So that is the gift card, fillable gift card, 3 different ways. And I love too how that changed almost on the dark paper, that lemon. And there is our postcard. So if you do end up picking that up, we would love to see what you make with it, or whatever you're working on, we would love to see. Thanks, Jennifer. In the Scrap Shotz paper crafting group. And if you want to just pop in, say hi, and if you have any questions, let us know. Be sure to check out scrapshotz.com and you'll be able to see what's new in the shop. You can check on the left, there's a little column that says new, and all the fun new things we have that are available. If you have any questions, be sure to message us or leave a comment. Sometimes you need to tag somebody. If we don't get right back to you, we might not see it just because of Facebook notifications, but we are more than happy to help. And I hope you have a really crafty weekend ahead. Hopefully you get some time to take some time for yourself and do some crafting. Thanks, Sheila. And I hope you have fun with your order, Sheila, when you get it. Thanks, Tamara. Yeah, they are really pretty. I think there's a lot you could do with that paper too. I can't wait to use that more. So have fun. Thank you for stopping in and crafting with me, and have a great day. Bye. Oh, Helen, where would you find previous lives? So if you go to the Scrap Shotz Facebook page, which you're on to watch this, then there's a little, it's called videos. So you can see, it depends whether you're on your phone or your computer, but you should be able to just tap on videos, and then you'll be taken to the video page that has all the previous videos on it. And if I can link that as soon as I'm done, I will link that in the comments for you. And we are live Thursday at 3. I'm live to do a demo every week. And then Sandy pops on whenever it is convenient and shows you lots of fun things that she has in the shop too. So thanks so much. Bye.